Good afternoon, Class 2. It is our geography session time now, and this half term we are working on wonderful weather. So this week we are focusing on hot and cold weather. So the aim of this session is so that you can understand what hot and cold countries are like. So by the end of the session, you should be able to explain how countries have different climates, which can be hot or cold. You will be able to name a hot country and a cold country and explain how they are different. And you can try and find these countries on a world map. So that might be the trickier part because we're not in school, so haven't got our atlases and the globe with us. But you might be able to use your tablets or your laptops and find out some more information. So keywords for our geography today: countries, world map, hot places, cold places, weather, climate, map skills, and weather recording instruments. So hot and cold climate. So here is, what is this, the map of? The United Kingdom. And we have Scotland, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland. And we know the British Isles around here as well. We've been learning about that, haven't we, PSHE? So what is our weather like in the UK? So just have a chat with somebody at home. You don't need to write anything down. Which types of weather are hot and which are cold? What would you like our weather to be like? You might fancy it being snowing all year round, or you might want it to be hot all year round. I don't know. What would you like it to be like? So hot and cold climates. When we talk about what the weather is like in a place over time, we call it a climate. Countries have very different types of climate around the world. They can be hot or cold. So let's have a look at some hot and cold countries on a globe. So here is a map of the world. Now think about what our globe in the classroom in the other room. So these are all the countries, these are the continents around the world, and they've got lots of different countries in them. Okay, so here is a line, and the line goes all the way around the middle. Okay, and that's called the equator. Now, the closer to the equator you are, the warmer it is. So it says here, click on the places to find out about their climate. So if we go up here to Greenland, is that close to the equator or further away? So do you think it's going to be a hot climate or a cold climate? Talk to somebody now and see if you're right. Average temperature here, it doesn't mean take away, it means minus 4.6 degrees Celsius. Greenland is within the Arctic Circle. There are very long winters and very short summers. Over 80% of Greenland is covered with snow and ice. The temperature is rarely above freezing. It is around 10 degrees Celsius in the summer, and in winter the temperature can drop to around minus 16 degrees Celsius. So that is very, very cold. Very cold indeed. So let's have a look at, should we have a look at the UK? So we're not too far away, but we're still enough away from the equator. So let's have a look. It says the UK has warm summers and cool winters. So that's why we are that much away from the equator. Summers are cooler than others in Europe, but winters are milder. July and August are the warmest months in the UK. January and February are the coldest months. And that's our winter, isn't it? It's very cold now. The west of the UK is the wettest. It rains throughout the year. There's lots and lots of rain in the west of the United Kingdom. There's just some pictures, so we can have sunshine and we can have some wintry weathers too. So should we have a look now? Should we look at India? India doesn't have the same seasons as ours. It has, in winter, that's the November to January. Summer is March to May. A monsoon season, so what do you think monsoon might mean? It means it rains and rains from June to September. And in spring, it says a hint of spring in early November. Monsoons are winds that blow from cold to warm places that bring heavy rain. And here is out the rice plants that grow a lot of rice. Where should we have a look now? Should we have a look at Brazil? And Brazil, look, it's right on the equator. Around 60% of the Amazon rainforest lies in Brazil. There is a lot of rainfall. It is hot and very humid throughout the year. It is close to the equator. So this is the Amazon River that runs through the rainforest. Okay, so you might want to have a little look later on to find out a few more places. Right, so this is Greenland. So look at some pictures here. What do you think? Oh, what's that man doing, do you think? So here's some questions, and you can just talk to each other about it. You don't need to write them down, just talk. What would the weather be like in the Arctic? So those pictures that I've just shown you now, what do you think the weather is like? What would it like to be to live there, do you think? Would you like to live there? What clothing would people need to wear if they went to the Arctic? And would you like to live there? Have a little think. Go back and show you these pictures. In Greenland. There we go. It's in the Arctic Circle. Very long winters and short summers. So if you do like the sun, maybe it's not a place for you. Covered in snow and ice. And it rarely gets above freezing. So would you like to live there? Okay. So what do you think it might like to be like to live in Jamaica? So here's the equator and here's Jamaica. What do you think? So Jamaica has a tropical climate. It's hot and warm all year round because it is close to the equator. There is little rainfall. Hurricanes happen between June and November. So if you're not quite happy about hurricanes, if they frighten you, you might not want to live in Jamaica. But it looks a very nice place to go on holiday. Look at that. Look at the sea, the ocean. It's beautiful, and the white sands. Here's Jamaica, some more pictures. So what would the weather be like in Jamaica, do you think? You just need to talk to somebody at home. What would it be like to live there? Think it would be nice to live there? Would you like to live there? And how is the climate different from the Arctic? So we had Greenland in the Arctic and we've got Jamaica. What is the difference? Okay, so your little task today in your English book, you can draw this table in your book and have a little thing and talk to people. You can go and explore. If you've got an atlas at home, you can find some atlases on the internet. Have a little look to see where you can find hot countries and cold countries. Okay, so where are they in the world? And then just a challenge at the end, here are some suitcases. I wonder where in the world these people might be going on holiday. So as a challenge, have a look in the suitcase, think about what is in it and where they might be going. Is it going to be a hot climate or a cold climate? See if you can work out maybe where they are. Okay, here, where they might be going. Okay, it's a bit cold in there. Rain jacket, I think. Oh, and gloves, look. Okay, so the United Kingdom has warm summers and cool winters. We've looked at that, haven't we? This is Europe. The Alps are a mountain range in Europe. We're a part of Europe, the United Kingdom. They stretch across 8 countries. So Austria, Slovenia, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Germany, France, Italy and Monaco. And the Alps are very cold as the mountains are high up. Rain and snow fall on the mountain peaks for most of the year. Warm winds make the snow on the mountains melt, which causes avalanches. Well, that's quite dangerous, isn't it? We looked about avalanches in extreme weather last week. New York has cold winters, but the summers are very warm and the air is moist. January is the coldest month, July is the warmest month. Spain, a lot of you might have been on holiday to Spain or mums have been. Spain has a Mediterranean climate, so that means the summers are clear, they're hot and they're dry, and the winters are cloudy and cool. But it does still rain, but mostly in spring and autumn. Egypt is within the Sahara Desert. It is very dry and has hardly any rainfall all year round. In summer months, it is extremely warm and dry, and sometimes violent sandstorms happen there. So we looked at sandstorms as well last week in extreme weather. India, we've looked at India. Brazil, we've looked at Australia. In the summer, Australia is mostly hot everywhere. There is very little rainfall overall. There are no extreme cold temperatures, and there are different seasons in different regions. So that is our geography. You might want to have a look around at different countries around the world. Whereabouts are they? And what is it, a hot country or a cold country? Enjoy finding out.